just a few days away now from the Cricket World Cup finals. The whole country is caught up in cricket fever because it's said, and rightly so, that in India, cricket in itself is a religion. But such is the state of affairs in our country at present that religion has been dragged into cricket. Yesterday, when superlative Shami claimed 7 black cap wickets to deliver the game for India and won man of the match as well, the entire country was hailing him for his magic on the field. But some politicians decided to bring in their own unique angle to what was happening across the country. They recalled an old episode from 2021 when the same Mohammad Shami was trolled after a T20 match loss. The Congress talked about how supposed Sanghis attacked Shami and only Rahul Gandhi stood with him at that time. First, B.B. Srinivas quoted an old tweet to say that when some years ago communal forces were abusing Shami, Rahul Gandhi was standing by him. A statement that was echoed by another congressman, Manikam Tagore, as well. By the way, let me remind you what actually had happened in 2021 for which Shami had been trolled. It was a T20 World Cup opener for India. It was between India and Pakistan. Shami bowled 4 overs and claimed no wickets. In the end, India lost that match by 10 wickets. As expected, Indian cricket fans flew into a rage. Some of them trolled the Indian team mercilessly, Mohammad Shami among them. Just by the way, plenty of hate came by way for Captain Virat Kohlis, KL Rahul as well. So that is what was being referred to by the Congress. 2 years have passed. Nobody is any doubt about Mohammad Shami's place in the team or what the entire country thinks of him. Then what is the point of digging up a past unsavory episode or some random trolling that has been done by random people? Do cricketers or celebrities in general face trolling and extreme scrutiny? Of course, yes. But is it for their religion? And should politics be dragged into it? Let's find out. Joining us on the show, we have Tushar Gupta, Senior Editor, Swaraj, JVC Sriram, Political Analyst, Sanjay Hegde, Senior Advocate, Nikhil Jain, Political Consultant. And my first question is to you, MC Abbas, Political Analyst. What was the point of talking about 2021 or Mohammad Shami's religion or about supposed Sanghis?
Not Padmaja ji. As a matter of fact, if you truly see Shami, 2 years back you mentioned Shami as just one among them who were trolled. I'm sorry, ma'am. The level of trolling for Shami was the highest. That is the exact reason why Virat Kohlis, the Indian captain, then had to come in and say, those who troll based on religion are pathetic and low lives. It hurts to him as a captain to go through that. This was the one Indian captain who had the spine to stand for his teammate. Also, we very interestingly saw a tweet by Modi ji. Thanks to Modi ji, he tweeted about 2 performances. Virat Kohli, he congratulated, and also Shami for the stellar performance. But let me tell you, it was indeed Rahul Gandhi and only Rahul Gandhi who stood by Shami when he was trolled brutally, mercilessly. What was he trolled? He was spoken to go to Pakistan. He was said a Deshtrohi, terrorist. This is in thousands and lakhs of numbers, man, not some. And these are indeed Sanghis. Just go through. I will give you all their Twitter handles and you'll know who we are talking about. These people have Modi ji on their DPs. These people support Tejasvi Surya. These people support all the right-wing movements. So these are legitimate people who exist and support the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Okay, Tushar Gupta. So these are all Sanghis, these are all BJP supporters, and MC Abbas has also deduced that all of them are actually or maybe BJP followers / supporters. So Sanghis were anti-Shami and yesterday those same Sanghis were celebrating.
Good evening, Padmaja. Padmaja, I hate to say this, but the mentality of divisive politics, ये जो जितनी आबादी उतना हक की बातें करने वाली पार्टी जो आजकल पनप रही है नेशनल सीन पे, ये उनकी मानसिकता को दर्शाता है. जो 2021 में हुआ, whatever the comments were made on social media channels, there were people who were quick to point out that most of them were fake accounts. Some also said that they were bot accounts that were operated by an intelligence agency across the border. There was never any single account. If the Congress is so sure, if the MC Abbas is so sure, give them one name, file an FIR against one individual who was making these comments. ऐसा कभी था ही नहीं, because most of those accounts, 99% of those accounts, Padmaja, were fake. They were meant to create disharmony on the ground. And let me tell you one thing, Padmaja. Mohammad Shami, You know, there's a saying that goes in cricket that when Sachin used to play well, India used to sleep well. Yesterday, because Shami bowled well, India slept well. But it's not about Mohammad Shami. Mohammad Siraj bowled the 6-4 in the Asia Cup final recently. The entire country cheered for him. Both Mohammad Siraj and Mohammad Shami were down last year, along with the entire team. When the team wasn't unfortunately doing that well, the country backed them. And not just Mohammad Siraj and Shami, we have backed Irfan Pathan. We've backed Mohammad K. For decades, this country has backed every cricketer because they play for one country, India. They don't care who these cricketers come from, which state they come from, which religion they come from. No one cares. When Virat Singh hit 6 sixes in 2007, do you think the people were bothered which state or which religion he came from? When Mohammad Kaif got those winning runs in 2002 against England at the Lords, and that was a very different time, do you think the people cared for where he came from, which religion he was? Cricket runs in this country's DNA, Padmaja. It's inherently within us. We celebrate every cricketer. Yes, when the team is down, there are some strong criticism. It was against Virat Kohli also in 2021, which eventually also led to the stepping down of him as captain. There were strong remarks against Rohit Sharma also, one of our best batsmen in white ball format. Heck, even Sachin Tendulkar, the greatest white ball player to ever born on this planet, had to receive some very strong remarks in terms of his
closely. And MC Abbas, any random person gets up and says things like, Sachin Tendulkar is a very selfish man. He only bats for himself and records. I mean, you know, they're just people who feel passionately. They talk all sorts of rubbish when they're angry. It is not because, oh, Sachin Tendulkar was trolled because he's from Maharashtra. No, it is just because people feel passionately and everyone thinks that they know everything about cricket.
Okay, now allow me to quickly counter that point. Firstly, irrespective of him being an expensive bowler, 5 world records were smashed by Mohammad Shami. 7-wicket haul was just one. First Indian to get the 50 wickets in a single edition, 23 wickets in a single edition, and 50 wickets over. If you think, ma'am, trolling is just okay, why did the then
it is not okay. I said at the beginning that there are people who talk all sorts of rubbish about anyone.
Okay, allow me 30 seconds, ma'am, to make this statement. Virat Kohli came out and said, let me share his statement with you. Attacking someone over their religion is the most pathetic thing that a human can do. They have no understanding of how much effort we put on the field. They have no understanding of the fact that someone like Shami has won India matches in the last few years, not just against any other team, but even against a team like Pakistan. One of the best records of any bowler in the history of India has been Mohammad Shami against Pakistan. So you got great. We must all celebrate, but there are a couple of people who are hate-filled. They want to go and attack a player.
Let me actually show you a visual from the next match that India played, 31st of October 2021. Same Mohammad Shami walks out on the field, same Indian people applauded him and cheered for him. This match also happened where Mohammad Shami was bowling. Same Indian people were applauding him and cheering him on.
We are talking about those supporters of the BJP with Modi ji's DP who go about attacking.
Have you done DNA test of all these people who are clapping? How do you know they don't support Narendra Modi? Have you done a DNA test on all of these guys who are clapping? Matlab, those who are trolling are Modi supporters, those who are clapping are Rahul Gandhi supporters. How do you know?
So ma'am, so Virat Kohli's statement was out of the blue. He had a dream.
He said the most obvious thing. Obviously, it is stupid. We are also saying it is stupid for anyone to troll Shami for his religion.
So Virat Kohli is stupid for making that statement.
Of course not. He is saying the most intelligent thing because he is calling out stupid people. Nobody is calling Virat stupid. I'm saying the people trolling Shami are stupid.
Yes, you're right.
Sanjay Hegde?
Well, it's said that success has many fathers, but failure is an orphan. And now failure in cricket comes with trolling. Trolls are vicious people. They go for whatever is the weak thing or whatever gets them likes and all that. So that's why when Virat Kohli wasn't doing well, people went after Anushka Sharma. They even went after Virat's daughter. And no troll exists in a vacuum. He exists in an ecosystem. And ecosystems, troll farms, IT cells amplify such trolling because you are feeding red meat to your base. And that's what's happening here. Now, the second point I want to make is that cricket has always been intensely political in this country. Long, long ago, it was said that, when Mohammad Hanif hit a century, people started clapping in Bhendi Bazaar in Bombay. And that is a charge which then gets amplified when people say that, Arey, Pakistan mein fataka futega in Ahmedabad. Each of these are dog whistles. And a Muslim player playing for India, whether it was Mohammad Azharuddin, Mohammad Shami, or anybody else, has an added kind of need to show a display of loyalty. What was the plot of Chak De India, for instance? Kabir Khan, who is said to have given up that match and then he found redemption when it was Chak De India. So don't tell me that this exists in a vacuum.
Actually, sir, it's very interesting you mentioned Chak De India because the original character on whose life that film is loosely based wasn't Muslim at all. He was a Mr. Negi, and yet he was asked to prove his patriotism, hence proven that you don't necessarily have to be Muslim to be under scrutiny. Yes, athletes, celebrities are under terrible scrutiny. Should they be? They don't have to be.
Padmaja, listen to me. When trolls go after you, they go after whatever your slot is. Now, if somebody were to say Padmaja Joshi is a Brahmin supremacist.
They say it all the time.
Let's put it this way. They say it.
They say it all the time.
That is where they are slotting you.
Because they're stupid.
And that is where they go after you.
Because they're stupid. That doesn't mean I sit here and say, oh my God, by virtue of being a Brahmin, I will only be a Brahmin anchor. Just like I am not a Brahmin anchor, similarly, Mohammad Shami is not a Muslim cricketer. He is an Indian cricketer.
I am a journalist with Times who happens to be a Muslim.
I am not a Brahmin employee of Times now. I am an employee of Times now. Mohammad Shami is a Team India cricketer, not a Muslim cricketer.
Exactly so. And Virat Kohli is captain of India.
Exactly.
Anushka Sharma has nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
There is a vicious kind of troll factory, an IT cell, which amplifies everything. And just wait. One last thing and I'm done. You asked for a name. Please look at Suresh Chawanke, your media head of a big channel. When Shami went down on his knees, Chawanke writes, "Ye kya karne ja raha tha?"
That's a stupid
thing. And there were so many people
who had to
should
have any hesitancy in saying that. It's an extremely stupid thing to say. But does he symbolize, does he represent all of India?
Stupidity amplified with communalism is often the bane of this country.
So let me ask you this, okay? You say that the BJP IT cell, you're saying that the BJP IT cell is doing this dog whistle essentially, tacitly or covertly, overtly. I want to show you a picture which is from way before the BJP had anything to do. This is Mahendra Singh Dhoni's effigy being burnt in Jharkhand. Why? Because we had India crashing out of T20. Let me tell you the date also. This is from the 15th of June 2009. Cricket fans in the Jharkhand capital burnt Indian cricket captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni's effigy to protest India's exit from the ICC 2020 World Cup. They also have quotes from some random guy, just like any other troller. Ravi Kumar from Jharkhand says, "We are shocked and disappointed at Dhoni's behavior. He is not interested in cricket. He is only into glamour." Now, are we to say that in 2009, the Congress let loose people on Mahendra Singh Dhoni because he's a Hindu or because he's from Jharkhand or because he's from Uttarakhand? Some random people decided to burn his effigy.
Can I answer now or have you finished?
Yes, go on.
Okay. Now, at that point of time, you did not have mass penetration of the internet on mobile. That is a post-2014 phenomenon. You did not have the kind of scientific analysis of the mind through Facebook likes, which Cambridge Analytica and all came out with the Barack Obama campaign. Today, everything that you do on mobile internet gets analyzed. Everything has to be amplified. And we are living in an age of misinformation.
But sir, people were attacked all the time.
Just 1 minute.
People were attacked in 2007, 2009. Sachin Tendulkar has
way
faced
back
criticism.
in the 1960s, people threw stones.
Exactly.
Much before anything happened. We like our victors, and we really brutally go after those who lose.
So what does this have to do with Sanghis?
But just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. When it comes to vulnerable communities, they get an extra dose. Whether it is Anushka Sharma as a woman, whether it is Mohammad Shami as a Muslim, or Mohammad Azharuddin, or anybody else. So my point is, please, for heaven's sake, look towards good times, support your teams in bad times as well. Stand up, that's your team, irrespective of whether you do good or bad.
Okay, the vulnerable and the minorities are always under greater scrutiny, JVC Sriram, to have to prove themselves, their patriotism, that they feel for the country.
See, as we said, cricket is a religion, and there have been some stupid people, not just today. I think even before the advent of internet, we have seen in 2003 when India lost to Australia in the World Cup, houses of every other player was stoned. But unfortunately, the panel consists of people today who are defending a man with a jaundiced eye. Everything looks yellow. For this man, what happens, his prism in which he looks at things are religion, political party, which he cannot defeat in the electoral politics, as a result of which brings it. If the same man had the guts when the cricketers were stoned, chappal was thrown at Faf du Plessis in the M.A. Chidambaram Chepauk Stadium over a Sri Lankan issue, and cricket was not allowed to be played in the game at Chepauk, and that was supported by the ally of Congress Party, which is a DMK, part of I.N.D.I alliance. Where were they? What were they speaking? Did they come out and speak anything about it? And let me tell you, when the Pakistan was playing cricket against Afghanistan, the Congress Party's ally, DMK-led government, the sports minister is the son of the chief minister, Indian national flags were not allowed to be taken inside the stadium. Can you ever think of it? The painters outside M.A. Chidambaram Stadium were told not to paint Indian flag. And when Pakistan lost against Afghanistan, sorry Pakistan. Now, let us have one sane view. I am against any troll, any person making any comment based on religion. At the same time, I am against the whole concept of bringing religion into cricket and adding politics to it. And it is a dangerous cocktail. Mohammad Azharuddin, Manzoor Ali Khan Patodi became captain in India. In Pakistan, can an Indian become a captain? Do you know what kind of torture which Danesh Kaneria had to go through? Anil Dalpat played couple of matches, and Danesh Kaneria had to go through a lot of torture, which he is putting it across on the Twitter or X platform today.
Okay, very quickly, let Sanjay Hegde respond to that. Mr. Hegde wants to respond, then I'll bring in Nikhil Jain. It's a dangerous cocktail to mix religion into things like cricket.
Politics, everything BJP, everything, dangerous cocktail.
To say that politics and sports are divorced is to live in cuckoo land. Right back in the 1960s, when the black athletes raised the Black Power salute in the Mexico Games, that is when it became an international issue. When Hitler had the Olympics in Berlin and Jesse James won in front of the Aryan supremacy doctrine, it was political. Way back in 2000 years ago, when the Romans said that as long as you give people bread and circuses, they will not revolt, that also was political. So don't tell me that this kind of politics does not exist. Religion, politics, sports are intertwined. And there are plenty of idiots. Now who's interrupting, sir? Now who's interrupting? So there are plenty of idiots who get into these kind of issues, and there are bigger idiots who amplify it.
Okay, let me ask you then a simple question. If that is what it is, Mr. Hegde, and let me ask this to Nikhil Jain. Everyone seems to suggest that, the right wing or the BJP or the quote-unquote Sanghis are against Mohammad Shami. How would he be in the Indian team? Everyone today agrees that it is controlled. Who controls Indian cricket? If indeed the right wing or
originally
BJP
in
or
the
Sanghis
Indian
are
team.
against Mohammad Shami, he would not be in the Indian team, right? Who controls the Indian team?
Jai Shah.
Exactly. So if they hate Muslim cricketers so much, then he won't be in the Indian team, right?
Nobody.
Okay, let him answer. I'll come.
Nikhil Jain?
Padmaja, what I'm saying is that nobody is making the claim that the BJP personally hates Mohammad Shami. It is simply about the ecosystem that the BJP supports, which is so anti-Muslim. And in the starting of the debate, MC Abbas used a bunch of words, and you told him to not use those words, which were incidentally the exact same words used by a sitting member of parliament of the BJP in the parliament, and yet no action has been taken against him.
That is terrible.
So the problem is
But
about
what's that got to
this
do with
entire
Shami?
ecosystem of hate mongers. It is not about, it is, what it has to do with Shami is that when in 2021 a cricketer, Indian cricketer who happens to be a Muslim, happens to drop a catch and not perform well in a game against Pakistan, there was these bunch of whole vicious trolls who went after him for his Muslim identity. That is different from trolling him for being a bad player. All the examples that you've given about Sachin Tendulkar and all the other cricket players being trolled, that is different from what the kind of trolling that Shami faced. What Shami faced was go back to Pakistan. ये तो मुसलमान है तो इसने ऐसा करा है.
Sir, people say things like, अरे आजकल जो है इसको क्रिकेट से ज्यादा इसको गर्लफ्रेंड में इंटरेस्ट है. ये बंदा नाचने में इतना इंटरेस्टेड है कि क्रिकेट खेलना भूल गया है. I remember about KL Rahul or somebody they said कि शाहीन शाह अफरीदी को देख करके इसके पांव कांपने लग जाते हैं. I mean, there are idiots who will say all sorts of shit. They'll say 10 things about you also. So,
absolutely, there are idiots, but the point is, who is supporting those idiots?
how do you know that the right wing or the BJP is supporting them?
Support of a man who was being brutally trolled like that.
Who is supporting those idiots?
That be living in cuckoo land if we are to say that.
Then tell me, if the BJP or the right wing is supporting idiots who are trolling Mohammad Shami, how is Mohammad Shami in the team? The most obvious thing would be to remove him from the team if they hate Muslims so much.
Okay, now can I come in, Padmaja? All right.
You can't have it so blatantly. You can't have it so blatantly. Where they can have it blatantly is in the parliament and in the state assembly.
Boss, you literally called Narendra Modi a dictator. I don't think a dictator cares about nuances. So you make up your mind. First you say, oh, Jai Shah controls Indian cricket completely. Then you say Narendra Modi is a dictator. Then when Mohammad Shami is in the team, you are like, oh, that's because they want a nuanced trolling of Mohammad Shami who they dislike. Anyhow, let me show you another picture. This, by the way, is from the 2015 World Cup. After that, again, a bunch of people decided that they hate all of the Indian team, and everyone's effigies were burnt, including that of Virat Kohli, including that of whoever else was in the team. Yes, MC Abbas, what do you make of this? Virat Kohli pictures, posters were being burnt.
Padmaja, I'll tell you what I make of this.
Yes.
First and foremost, my dear friend Tushar Gupta mentioned about 3 instances. One with Saurav Ganguly, the other with Dhoni, and another cricketer. The fact of the matter, Rahul Dravid, Dhoni, and also Saurav Ganguly were not called a Pakistani or a terrorist, or were not said they are taking money from Pakistan. They're not attacking him because he's a Muslim. Here, Mohammad Shami, by those trolls, is attacked for his identity, for his nationality. He's being called a Pakistani instead of being an Indian. He's being called a Muslim. So only because of a Muslim, these people think that he supports Pakistan. Let me tell you, some of the best performances from India have come out from Mohammad Shami. And Mohammad Shami is a proud Indian. The fact, Padmaja, yes, effigies are burnt. I agree with you. Players could be trolled for their performance or so on and so forth. But when it is come to your religion, nothing can be more low life. Nothing can be more pathetic. Can Tushar Gupta defy this? Is it because of the religion or not?
Tushar Gupta.
You know, Padmaja, it's pretty rich for MC Abbas, who represents an alliance, जिनके एक leader कहते हैं that Sanatan Dharm should be eradicated like malaria, or whatever the word that was used by that leader, to sit here and comment on who's attacked for the religion or not. You know, Padmaja, I won't answer MC Abbas directly, but I will answer the entire panel by giving you one example. The year was 2008. It was the inaugural edition of the IPL. In Kolkata, Shoaib Akhtar, representing Kolkata Knight Riders, was running up, bowling to Virendra Sehwag, who was representing Delhi Daredevils. Guess who the Kolkata crowd was cheering for? It was Shoaib Akhtar. Before these Pakistani cricketers became rotten mouthpieces for the ISI, they were cheered by India. That is what Wasim Akram also claims, Waqar Younis also claims, and Shoaib Akhtar has repeatedly claimed in all his public appearances. You think this is a country that cares about a player's religion? We didn't even care about the Pakistani players' religion and their inclinations when they played in India. Do you think this country, any people, any individual, any party they vote for, no one cares while they watch a cricket match? On the ground, there is an Aam Aadmi Party Rajya Sabha MP, a BJP parliamentarian, and a Congress a player who fought on the Congress ticket, who are together analyzing the match. That is Harbhajan Singh, Gautam Gambhir, and Irfan Pathan. Do you think anyone cares about the politics in this cricket game? Do you think anyone cares about the religion? Today, everyone on Twitter is saying that India's bowling attack is going to win us the World Cup. You know what a bowling attack is made up of? Jasprit Bumrah coming from a minority, Siraj coming from a minority, Shami coming from a minority, Kuldeep Yadav, and then there is Ravindra Jadeja. Do you think anyone sort of micro-analyzes their religion? Absolutely not. It's people like MC Abbas, it's people like Nikhil Jain, and this Sanjay Hegde who's been uttering nonsense for all this while, who throws stick on the wall please. And expects some of it to stick. Padmaja, this is a cricket-loving country. People love their cricket. People are very passionate about it. But I do not want to believe that there is anyone who would attack a player for their religion. That's about it.
Okay, Mr. Hegde's name has been taken, so I think he has the right to reply. Yes.
You do not have any question. You're just throwing mud on the wall, expecting.
Not mud on the wall. You run away from my question. You're being a coward on the debate and running away.
The point is that when your name is Gupta, Joshi, Hegde, you do not have to justify anything, right? But when your name is Shami, when your name is Azharuddin, when your name is Siraj, there is an added pressure. If you want to bury your head,
not true at all, sir. The number of times that, I mean, this is, I'm definitely not the story, but I'm pretty certain you would have 2 and 100 times I've been asked, oh, you talk against OBC caste census because you are upper caste, oh, because you work over here, so you're talking like this. People are being asked to prove themselves all the time, and those are the pitfalls of being in public life.
People say you're a leftist, you are this, that, and the other. That's not. I and you have the privilege of saying we are proud Indians and go take a hike.
So does Shami. And I'm pretty certain that he doesn't need to.
We are never told go to Pakistan. We are never told that you are not part of this country. That is what is being said to a lot of people, and that is what hurts.
There are a lot of people who are being also told that you are an upper caste Brahmin supremacist. But who is saying these things? At the end of the day, it is being said by random, faceless idiots. We want to put more focus on those people, or we want to put the focus on 1 billion plus people who are not asking Mohammad Shami what his religion is. They are only asking him what his bowling stats are. That's all that anyone cares. At least the right-minded ones do. Let's hope that Mohammad Shami and all the others take us to that cup on Sunday. In that fond hope, thanks very much all gentlemen for joining me.